Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Um, this is a special edition of Thin in the Herd, which is a part of my BTV. Um, Truth will set us free. Now that sounds like that's simple, and a part of it is simple, but another part of it is complex in a good way. Information is energy, and our minds have the capability of remembering everything. Now, there's two major forms of energy, and like electricity, and like atoms and molecules. The two general ones is positive and negative. Okay, so think of it like the positive side of a battery and the negative side of a battery. Two equally strong energies. It might not be completely equal, but the point of it is energy is the ability to do work, to move things, to make something move. Everything is molecules. So energy can move molecules. So when you receive negative energy or positive energy, this is my theory. Okay. Um, the informational energy is what I call it, is stored in our way more vast computer. Think of computers as a filing system with information that you can access that's converted into electrical energy, and therefore it becomes nearly microscopic. So you can store a lot. You can store a lot. The human brain is capable of storing more than 200 years of information. Okay. And it's usually, well, from what our studies, this part is a study part. Um, the majority of people that study neurology have concluded that there's more um, positron emission activity in small children before the age of 5. So all this information can be stored. So now I'm gonna get right to it. Positive and negative energy that becomes positive and negative information can lead to either a positive physical reaction or a negative physical physical reaction. So this morning, somebody was really messing with me, right? Then somebody else, this is over the phone. Then a third person, all right? When it rains, it pours. that means that it might be totally dry and no rain. But then when it finally rains, it pours. So that's what I experienced. So I immediately started thinking about what I was going to say for this particular podcast because none of us is perfect, but sometimes this will probably be the only time you'll hear me use some profanity, but I only use words that actually have a credible meaning and definition. Okay, because some words become profane. Okay, sometimes people bring you bullshit. Okay, shit meaning manure, meaning excrement, meaning waste that is to be released. Some people bring you that BS. All right, that's what I received. I mean, I come across it all the time, but when I'm trying to do something that I know is right, it's helping me with my theory and my therapy, right? and somebody bring me some BS consistently, or even once or twice, everybody get a couple of free passes. But we're humans. So right now I'm talking to the people that really strive for righteousness, right? We should know it's a balance. We should all be patient and understand that none of us is perfect and we all have our good days and our bad days. But for the good people, what our problem is sometimes, this is definitely a part of my problem. I'm overly patient when somebody is showing me who they are. They might be showing me or giving me red flags, giving me signals, spray painting on the wall that they don't mean me no good, or they hate on me, or they jealous of me, or they envious, or they intimidated by me. It doesn't mean that I am an intimidating person, because see, I hate bullies. I hate bullies. That's why I have a personal resentment toward Diddy. And it's other people too. But right now, he's in the news. Now, all of my buttons were pushed. There was one last button that didn't get pushed, and that's when I fucked somebody up. All right? I have not felt this way. I have not spoken that way in 3 years. But I'm honest with myself. I am to a degree righteous because I have a good heart. I don't want to do harm. I don't want to intimidate. Okay? But this really kept coming on me. And this is what I do. When I feel a certain way, when I knew either I shouldn't feel that way or I just don't want to feel that way, I start reflecting, how can I add positive information to the negative information that caused me to feel a certain way? Now, for some of you are so accepting, and I was like this, that we receive negative BS about ourselves. Check this out. See if this resonates with you. Some of us receive negative information, especially when we are doing good. Okay? That's when you find out who your real enemies are. It's more than finding out who your real friends are or are not. But sometimes your real enemy is wearing a mask. Sheep. I just thought about betrayal just now. So I'm keeping it real with you. These feelings, these emotions are normal. Being aware of them empowers you. It empowers you. It's like strength. Think of it like that. Think of it like, I get pumped up. Truth. But truth is scary. The bigger heart you have, the more vulnerable you are to be hurt. That doesn't make you a bad person. That does not make you a weak person. And in most cases, it does not make you a naive person. It means that you got a heart. The bigger your heart, the more spaces and areas can be broken. If that's who you are, that's who you are. But there's tools. Because I was in a bad state this morning. Now, God helped me to find support from very few people that I trust, that I feel safe talking to. So I was able to be around a few people that helped me work through the pain that I was feeling. Because for me, my anger, which I have well managed, I wasn't able to say that. I have managed my anger. That's an emotion. I was a bodyguard, and it worked for me because I got angry when I saw somebody hurting, harming, pushing, shoving, annoying, stalking, trying to control somebody that have a gift. So I was always cordial, but I was able to react in a way to make this person stop doing what you're doing. I give my warnings and I feel no guilt. But now I'm not a bodyguard. So I have no outlet, okay, when these feelings happen. Um, Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason. That don't mean you're going to understand the reason. Don't get it twisted. But life is science. To me, science is what one of my professors said. Science is a study of God's creation. So that's my definition. And our professor even said that that's how he defines science, as being God's creation. So I look at everything like it's science, information that enters our mind, the electrical mind housed inside the mechanical brain. If I'm sounding too nerdy, let me know. I apologize. But this is my therapy in helping. It makes me feel good because I came very close to not doing a podcast today. But I already committed that if I have breath, I'm going to do a podcast every Wednesday unless I give further notice that I won't. So how I set it up is I'm not trying to stray from the subject, but I want you to understand my thinking, because I might say some stuff that might seem uncharacteristic because I went through something. I look at it like 7 Wednesdays at a time, okay? Because I'll get overwhelmed if I feel obligated to do it every Wednesday. But I can handle 7. I like the number 7. So anyway, I committed to doing this. When you commit to something, let's just say, even if it's washing the dishes, mopping the wood floor, all right? That's from my real life experience. Once you commit to one thing, you learn how to discipline yourself. You make it so important that when something happens that hurts you, that breaks your heart. I just thought about this incredible nurse practitioner. Hey, Keisha, you helped me a whole lot by just being cool. Okay? I appreciate that. I love people in the healthcare profession. For reals, for reals. When you commit to something, it's usually a good idea to start small. You can start to manage your life, your activities, your behavior, your goal pursuit, because when you commit to something, you refuse to let somebody or something easily stop you from the commitment. And almost everybody that was successful, from figure skaters to classical pianists to great singers, they vocalize. If they're a dancer, they dance and they rehearse. They commit to it. And normally people feel good about that. Everybody goes through these problems, but if you find something that you can feel passionate about to do, be it draw a picture, do it, be it doing a crossword puzzle. When you commit to that, you're able to commit to other things. So I committed to this. So I take it personal if somebody try to take over, control it, or just satisfy their own agenda. But that's a personal thing with me. It's a part of my therapy to help, because that's the way my father was. My mother was committed to a neat household and good meals. Committed to it. I learned from that. Not everybody has examples like that, but it don't have to be a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, or a relative. You can pick your own role models. You know, just pick them wisely. So I committed to do this, and the things that happened today made me worry that I would get on here and start cussing. Now, that's a natural thing that can be a release so your actions don't reflect your pain or your anger. But I, as an orator, a public speaker, I have taken myself above relying on using profanity to get somebody's attention, to express myself. I have a vocabulary that helps me. All right. Every once in a while, I'll become obtuse or verbose. Those two terms mean saying big words that don't nobody understand. That's not communicating. So when I feel this way, I might say a few profane words. I apologize. Accept my apology. But I want to utilize what I feel, some of my weaknesses, as a learning vessel, because odds are there's somebody listening that feel the same way. Just because you feel that way, that don't mean you have to be a slave to your feelings, a slave to your emotions. So now I want to talk about Diddy. See, it's some things that I know from observing people that the public most likely doesn't know. Okay? Because when you become a brand, when you become a spoke in the wheel of a business or a corporation that makes money, there are certain fail safes, certain damage control experts, handlers that can cover up your bullshit. This is what I'm gonna tell you about Diddy. Diddy has anti-social behavior tendencies. He is a sociopath. But I predict, you heard it here first, because I know you ain't gonna hear it nowhere else. Beyond being a sociopath, which is bad enough, I see indications that suggest he is a psychopath. Now, this is not me bashing. I don't say that emotionally. I say that because he is a member of the African American community. Therefore, he affects a lot of African Americans. No culture, you can't debate this, you can't argue this. No culture in the United States of North America has endured being a human being treated as a object, as a possession. That's a contradiction of what the country was founded on. So when a fellow African American, let alone one that has a worth of over $800 million, close enough to $1 billion, and they are a sociopath that I predict is a psychopath. Out of all the red flags that indicate this, because I'm a social scientist first, I have my certification as a family crisis therapist. Okay, I can help people who are sociopaths. I know I most likely cannot help a psychopath, but this is the key. You heard it here first, all right? I'm only saying that so we can learn. Because remember, you got people that cover up the truth, okay? If somebody got enough money. For 3 days, Sean Combs dressed up like the Joker, was made up like the Joker, emulated a fictional character villain with passion, psychopathic passion. That makes him a villain. Very few people knew, because of those damage control people, right? Very few people that knew that was Diddy. He hired the same people that did the makeup on Heath Ledger. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He did an amazing job. The Dark Knight is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's non-stop. Now, a crazy person wouldn't settle for somebody who could do the makeup job and work in the industry. No. A narcissist with demigod tendencies want the exact makeup artist. Okay? Warner Brothers was aware that he had his people try to find out who were the people that did the makeup the Joker, right? So Warner Brothers tried to intersect all of the makeup artists, but Diddy got to him. I mean, nobody saw that coming, because most people are not psychopaths, all right? What I'm telling you is, this is that negative information, right? Okay, that negative energy. He embraced with passion the insanity of one of the most iconically insane individuals in all comic book lore. The only time a person wants to be like that, they're borderline psychopath. It wasn't just like fun for Halloween. That's what he wanted to do. Now, I only say this once. I shudder to think what he's capable of, or what he has done that got covered up, because of how he embraced the villainy, the insanity of the Joker. Okay? So look it up and think about that. Now, I wanted to use that as an extreme because I can help these people. Positive information can be placed in a mind that is saturated with negative information because nobody actually feels good hurting other people. But you can convince yourself, if you are Looney Tunes, okay, that you're going to get off. You're going to love it. Okay? So, when we feel these feelings, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself and tell yourself these negative feelings need to be managed or dissipated. This is how we evolve. This is how we don't become so easily guided to follow Hitler. All right? This is how we can reflect and look at the big picture of democracy in a republic that values a peaceful transference of power. Electricity is power. Electricity can light up a hospital. Electricity can keep your family warm, but electricity can also electrocute you. It's power. So it's very important to have a peaceful transference of power. People that love money more than human life don't think about that. All they want is the power. Power. I want to make more money, more power, more control. Okay? Those are vices if you're not trying to help humanity. So I appreciate you listening. I believe it'll help somebody, and I pray in the morning, especially on Wednesdays, I have a special prayer. I'm going to give my prayer at the end of this because I actually forgot. I'm not perfect. I forgot. This helps me because being capable of de-escalating a problem, restraining somebody, saving lives, that required me to harness and manage feelings of hostility and anger about a bully. Okay? And I tussle with that because I don't like to see people get away with hurting other people. It bothers me. Then I feel guilty if I don't do something about it. So that's a part of my problem. I'm sharing with you a part of my problem. I'm blessed by God to be able to come someplace where I feel safe and talk to a professional and de-escalate these feelings. Okay? Sometimes these feelings, I'm confessing, sometimes these feelings bring me to tears. I wasn't able to just cry until the first time my son got sick. He wasn't very sick, but that was my son, and he's great, and he was up against some really heinous stuff, some Diddy-like stuff, all right? I'm not exaggerating. So I had to surrender to God. And a part of that surrendering brought out the tears. But after those tears, the Holy Spirit, I had to call it like it is, truth instead of street. The Holy Spirit said, okay, I'll take it from here. Okay? Having that assurance is how I grew and I evolved into a person that could handle these emotions where I see a villain and I feel like fucking them up. Oh, the word F-U-C-K, that means fornicate under consent of king. Okay? So there's preface in that. So that's basically it. I know this is a little bit shorter than usual, but I want you, whenever you see something in the news, I'll just use this as an example. Diddy, Oprah, Steve Harvey, even Tyler Perry, or Kevin Hart. Think about yourself. Think about what's right and what's wrong. And ask yourself, if you come into power or money and you get tempted to hurt somebody, but you won't get caught because you got enough money to hush up people, think about, will you do the right thing? Because God gives us breath. It's not the money, it's not the check. Okay? It's God. And God is a righteous God. That's a part of the definition of God. People can twist it and change it, but God means benevolence in some translations. So that's all I got to say. Um, Tune in Wednesday, and we'll go forward and supply information for those who are homeless, who are hungry, for those who need counseling. This has been Thin in the Herd by its originator, DJ Slam. Here's our prayer. Lord, bless everybody under the sound of my voice. Bless this world in general. Help us to understand that we didn't create anything. We only can make something. You are the creator. Help us to understand that we work better as a society by acknowledging a higher power. Bless us. Use this platform to reach people and help people to be better people. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. Forgive me if I offended anybody. I'm going to do better.